charges. So the passage of 2 weeks gives us a better perspective on what actually happened. And now it's clear that the events of May 9 to 10th were not a popular protest. And they were also not democratic dissent by any stretch of the imagination. This was violence as a strategy to gain political power. And this was, now it's clear, a nationwide insurrection by followers of Mr. Khan. Because as we are all aware by our long experience of watching democracies operate, democratic dissent is expressed peacefully. It's expressed through slogans, songs, placards, no matter how loud they are. But democratic dissent is not expressed through violence, arson, and wanton destruction. It is also now clear, 2 weeks down the line, that contrary to the perception that tens of thousands of Pakistanis came out, on May 9th and 10th, there was no outpouring of Pakistanis to protest Mr. Khan's arrest. Only a handful of supporters, including you saw in Islamabad, came out to the streets after his arrest. But who came out? In most major cities of the country, mobs of Mr. Khan's party's insurrectionists came out. And they went on a violent rampage across the country, from Karachi all the way up north to Peshawar. Mr. Khan's followers attacked, burnt, and destroyed defense installations, martyrs' memorials and statues, communication infrastructure, broadcast infrastructure, schools, ambulances, police vehicles, private cars, and motorcycles. And what is important to note, that in its breadth and strategic targeting, the insurrection on May 9th and 10th echoed and in some cases reproduced the terrorist assault on Pakistan during 2007 and 2016. No political party has burnt schools in Pakistan's history. No political party has burnt Radio Pakistan in Pakistan's history. No political party has dared burn ambulances on the roads. And of course, no political party, no matter how strong our differences with Pakistan Army's unconstitutional intervention into politics, no political party has attacked defense installations. That's our history. Similarly, the events of May 9 to 10th also mirrored what happened exactly 100 years ago in Munich, which was the 1923 beer hall push by Adolf Hitler and the Nazi Party. The echoes are too strong to miss. And why these events happened this year is because 9 years ago, Mr. Khan and his followers got away with an armed attack on this very building we are sitting in. During the 2014 sit-in that they staged, they attacked and took over Pakistan Television headquarters. They took down the fence of Parliament House. They attacked the gate of President House and Prime Minister's House. And they assaulted hundreds of Islamabad policemen. But they got away with it. And I will tell you how they got away with it. And because they got away with it, they attacked this capital city again, and it was an armed assault in October 2016. And both times it was Pakistan Muslim League ends government led by Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif in office. And the reason Mr. Khan and his followers got away with it that time is that democracy had recently been restored in the country. And precisely the arguments made today were made 9 years ago, that this is dissent, this is political opposition, they are misguided people, they should be allowed to have this leeway. So under the rubric of democratic dissent and protest, they got away with it. 9 years down the line, this multi-party government led by Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif is not repeating that mistake. Democracies around the world have reacted, continue to react to riots and insurrections through casting a wide net first and then separating the instigators from the others. But nowhere in the world does a claim to political protest justify violence, arson and wanton destruction against military and civilian installations. We will deal with this insurrection according to law, and it will be very clear that no new legislation or amendment to legislation is under consideration. No new courts are being created. The insurrectionists of May 9th and 10th will be prosecuted under existing laws on Pakistan's statute books. These are laws that were there and used in the previous government also, led by Prime Minister Imran Khan during 2018 and 22. And as the Prime Minister said in Parliament yesterday, those who attacked civilian installations will be prosecuted under the Anti-Terrorism Act 1997 and the Pakistan Penal Code. And those who attacked military installations will be prosecuted under the Army Act 1952, which has a provision for doing so. I also want to emphasize that the parties that constitute the current federal government obtained more than 2/3 of the votes that were polled in the July 2018 general election. We represent all 4 provinces in the federal government at the moment, and we also represent an overwhelming majority, more than 2/3, of Pakistanis who voted in 2018. We expect that Parliament will provide full funding for the general election and its security in its upcoming federal budget due in June. And Parliament will complete its term in mid-August 2023, and elections will be held on schedule this autumn. Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif's broad-based government is committed to fundamental rights of all Pakistanis, but we are committed equally to the rights of the victims as well of the perpetrators. And Pakistan's courts are fully functional. Fundamental rights are extant. So we are going to deal with this insurrection strictly according to laws of the land. Thank you very much. Any question?
Voice of America.
Whole bunch of questions actually.
Okay.
So the first thing you've said, this is an insurrection, but people are being picked up just across the board, and that includes journalists, that includes people who were just present to see what happened that night, and these are people who are being picked up in the middle of the night, not even fully clothed, and they're being dragged out of their beds. Journalists are buried there under this threat that because they were present on any location that day, because of geofencing, they are going to be dragged out if they haven't already been dragged out yet. Human rights groups are also decrying and calling this a violation of human rights. How do you defend the strategy that the government has taken and the establishment has taken to deal with the protests? And then I have another question.
Okay. The issue is that at the moment we are relying on the video evidence that exists. And that's why I said the way to deal with a large-scale insurrection is that a net is cast widely, and then as people are found to not have anything to do with the insurrection, or they weren't the instigators, or didn't break anything, or didn't attack anyone, they will be very speedily let go. And as I said, the courts are very much there. We do want to protect, of course, the freedom of expression, and I'm delighted to note that during this government's term that began, a very short term, began in April 2022, no journalist has been shot in Islamabad like they did a while ago. No one has been picked up, no one has been beaten in their houses. So we are, while this is a difficult business of identifying the perpetrators from the onlookers, we expect that this process of filtering the criminals from the onlookers, or those who were trying to witness or record the event, will be swiftly made, and they will be let go.
And then the other question is, it's been almost 2 weeks since all of this happened, and what we're seeing on Pakistani TV is constant pro-military messaging. Any press briefing that government ministers have done has addressed what happened at military installations, and we have seen the same happen in the National Assembly. It seems as if the establishment and the government have really been shaken to the core by what they saw in those 2-3 days, and it seems as if there is this concern that the respect that existed for the military may not exist anymore, and the narrative must be changed as much and as quickly as possible. Why are we seeing such an onslaught of pro-military messaging?
The simple answer to the question is that not too long ago, this government, again at that time Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif led the government, and the military fought a very wide-scale counter-insurgency in Pakistan between 2014 and 2016. And yes, we are shaken because this kind of attack that we witnessed on May 9th and 10th, I said so earlier, only occurred when the terrorists were attacking Pakistan. Terrorists attacked schools. Terrorists attacked general headquarters, as was done on May 9th. Terrorists attacked different military installations, Air Force installations, like was done on May 9th in Miawali, the MM Alam base. So the nation of Pakistan is still reeling from that very serious terrorist onslaught that killed tens of thousands of Pakistanis, kills tens of thousands of military personnel and officers. And to see this same kind of breadth and strategic targeting happen within 2 days by a political party, yes, I think we have every reason to be shocked by it, and I think the world should be shocked by it also. It's not a coincidence that the same party that attacked Pakistan Television in 2014 then attacks Radio Pakistan Peshawar in 2023. So there is a clear lineage here, and as I said, we perhaps could be accused of appeasement of Mr. Khan and his party back in 2014, which has led us to this eruption of fascist violence 2 weeks ago.
Thank you.
We're done. Thank you.
وفاقی وزیر توانائی خرم دستگیر کی سیاسی